Amazon is an underrated job for many reasons, but today I'm going to be mentioning some of the reasons why I think that Amazon is underrated. I got this video idea because a while back, or not a while back, literally a few days ago, somebody on my stream came in and we were talking about other jobs. A lot of me and the members of my stream, I stream every Sunday, by the way, and yeah, every single Sunday I'm live. But we were talking about other jobs and how Amazon is superior to a lot of those jobs, especially when it comes to like restaurant jobs and stuff like that. There are a lot of really crappy jobs out there, especially the ones that are built for teenagers or built for people who really have no experience and just have literally no experience in the workforce. Maybe they don't have a college degree or anything like that. There's a lot of crappy jobs out there. A lot of very horrible jobs. I've personally worked a few of those jobs and I know what it's like to go through the ringer. And I think that a lot of people, at least like a lot of the young people who come in and work at Amazon maybe for their first job, I see a lot of the younger people, like I said, like the people who are like 18, 19, 20, who come in, they've never had a job before and this is their first one, and they complain a lot. Admittedly, I see a lot of really bizarre complaints, and it's just a little bit absurd in a way, because from someone who's worked a few of those shitty high school jobs, you know, the restaurant jobs, the retail jobs, so from someone who's worked those jobs and has went through those grueling schedules and has had to deal with customers and things like that, and just the worst part about working, especially like at fast food places, from someone who's gone through that, whenever I see these complaints from younger people who are just coming into Amazon and who have never worked another job before, I'm just like, the things that you're complaining about literally seem like heaven to the jobs that I used to work. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about kind of like the most underrated things about working at Amazon and things that I think that people should stop sleeping on, because like I said, there's a lot of really crappy jobs out there. And today we're going to I'm going to go ahead and start the video now though. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at Nathan Padilla. But let's go ahead and move on to number one. One of the underrated things about working at Amazon, that's that there's no customers. How much needs to be said here? You don't have to deal with customers. When I worked at retail and when I worked at I've worked at two different restaurants. When I worked at both of them, you have to deal with customers. And if the customers are in a bad mood, they will let you know. They will take all of everything that they've went through that has made their day bad. They will take that out all on you, no matter how nice you're being, no matter how respectful you're being. One little mistake, one little wrong item, one little maybe thing, something slightly undercooked, or maybe just giving them the wrong item, anything like that, your day is over, no matter what. Maybe you even look at them funny. Your day is over, because their bad day is going to become your bad day as well. That is just how it is. And it is severely underrated, the fact that we don't have to directly deal with customers face to face while working at the Amazon fulfillment centers or like any of the sorting centers or anything like that. We do not have to deal with these people who are constantly, it seems like they're always, almost always in a bad mood. Especially if you work at a restaurant and you work on Sundays, that after church rush, anyone who's ever worked at a restaurant knows what I mean. As soon as those people are getting off of church for whatever reason, they are pissed. I don't know what it is, but just from someone who's worked at a restaurant every Sunday, this is a known thing in the restaurant industry. For those who have worked, whether you're a waiter or even a busboy, whatever you've done, you know that after church Sunday rush is some of the meanest crowd that there is. So there's that. No customers is so underrated. The fact that we don't have to deal with that at Amazon is amazing. Number two, something that's really underrated here is that we have good entry-level pay. We have benefits, retirement, etc. with literally no experience. You do not have to have any job experience to start working at Amazon. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to have worked at a warehouse before. You don't even have to have, like I said, you don't have to have worked any job. This could be your very first job ever and you have literally no experience anywhere else. They will hire you on with zero experience. You don't even have to do an interview. They will just hire you on. And you get decent entry-level pay, especially compared to other places where you don't need any experience at all. Like sometimes I compare Amazon to other jobs like Target and Walmart, but the truth is a lot of those jobs, especially if you're like a 23, 24-year-old, you need experience. If you don't have experience by that age, chances are you're probably not going to get hired unless you really ace the interview there. But Amazon, you don't even need to do an interview, and jobs like this, you're not going to be making, like in Texas at least, if you try to get a job with no experience, you better go somewhere like a smoothie shop or something and get $9, because it ain't happening anywhere else where you're going to get paid $17 and up at Amazon. It's just not going to happen at the other job. But with Amazon, it does happen, and it is slept on because, like I said, you get good entry-level pay, especially compared to similar jobs. You get retirement, you get benefits, like you get all these things, you get health benefits. Like it's just underrated. I don't think people realize how incredible this is for someone who has never worked a job before, and just for not having to do an interview or anything like that. Like, you could be fresh out of high school, 18 years old, and you could move out and have your own place and be taken care of by Amazon, depending on where you live, of course. This doesn't work for every state because the pay and the cost of living is different everywhere else. But for my state, and I know for a lot of other states as well, you can live off the income, so it's definitely nice. It's definitely for sure nice. So that's that. Number 3, though, and this is something that to me, if I was still in college or if I was just wanting a part-time job, would be incredibly important to me. The part-time schedule. You have a set schedule as a part-timer. There's not a lot of places that are going to give you a set schedule. And on top of that, even if there are places that do give you set schedules, like let's just say a restaurant, for example, you're still going to have those pesky coworkers that are super annoying and are going to constantly be asking you, hey, can you work my shift this Saturday? Hey, can you work my shift this Sunday? This does not happen at Amazon. And for those who have never worked at one of those part-time jobs like retail or anything like that, you get asked that all the time. Hey, can you cover my shift on this day? Can you cover my shift on that day? People will even go out of their way and literally pay you like $20 just to work their Saturday shift. And this happens all the time at these part-time jobs. So even if you do find a rare part-time job that's going to give you a set schedule, even if you're able to find that, you're still going to have to deal with the fact that people are constantly wanting to be taking your shift. Maybe if you need off, the job is definitely not going to give you off, not as a part-timer. So you're going to need to ask somebody else if you can have off. And it is just a really annoying process, something that is incredibly underrated about Amazon for part-timers. I'm not a part-timer myself, but I've noticed that this is how it works at Amazon. And I've noticed as well, like, these part-timers don't realize how easy they have it compared to most part-time jobs, where you're going to constantly having to be asking people to take your shift if you want a day off. And there's nothing worse than working a part-time job. You're at the end of your shift and you're about to leave, and your coworker asks, hey, like, where are you going? And you're like, oh, I'm leaving. And they're like, oh, well, can you pick up my Saturday shift? And you just, when it's your first job, you're like, I guess, yes, I'll do you a favor. After a while, you learn not to say yes, but that's how it is at most part-time jobs. And a lot of part-time jobs, you don't even get a set schedule. You're just working whatever days they give you, whatever days you're needed. So it's really underrated that part-timers have a set schedule here at Amazon, especially where they don't have to worry about picking up people's shifts and stuff like that. But number 4, I got a little bit ahead of myself, but number 4 on most underrated things is you could take time off whenever. I say this all the time in several other videos, so I won't go too much into detail, but you can literally take PTO in the middle of your shift and not have to tell anybody, depending on where you're working. But for the most part, you don't have to tell anybody. You could just dip and get out of there, and that's it. That's it. You could just leave. This isn't real. This isn't like a normal job type of thing. This doesn't happen at most other jobs, unless you're having like some extreme scenario where like maybe your spouse is pregnant and they're about to have your child. Then yes, you could probably leave out of nowhere. But for the most part, no, this doesn't happen at most jobs. They do not let you just leave. So it's really underrated, and I think that people take that for granted, especially, like I said, the younger people coming into Amazon. They take that for granted, and good luck going to other jobs because that just doesn't happen. That's just not a thing there. But number 5 is career choice. A big one, especially for those who are coming into Amazon really young and don't know what they want to do, but they have a way to get their tuition paid for, or at least partially paid for. Amazon's career choice. You work here as a permanent Blue Badge employee for a certain amount of time. I don't actually remember the exact amount of time, but once you hit a certain tenure at Amazon, they do allow you to go ahead and to get a degree under their financial like aspect, basically. Like, I don't really know what the word I was trying to say there, but under their care, they will take care of you and they will get you a degree. Now, I'm not going to say not all jobs do this, but like a lot of the basic jobs where you don't need, like I said earlier, ones where you don't need experience, ones where you don't need to have any work experience, or you don't need to do an interview or anything like that. Those jobs most likely aren't going to do that for you. I can't name any other job outside of Amazon that's going to do that for you. I know Starbucks does it as well, so Starbucks is another good example of that. But other than that, most jobs, especially jobs as easy to get as Amazon, they're not going to let you do that. So it's really nice that Amazon takes care of you, and it's another thing that's incredibly underrated about working at Amazon. I know Amazon gets crapped on a lot for so many different reasons, but there's still really good positive things to note about Amazon, and things that these younger people are sleeping on, basically. And when I say these younger people, I feel like such a boomer. And when I say that as well, I don't mean all young people are like that, because I mean, hell, when I came into Amazon, I was still much on the younger side. I was like, 21 or something like that. So I still know what it's like. But I know a lot of those people are the ones who are on the subreddit on Amazon and complaining about all these things. And when I see those, I'm just like, you've never worked another job, have you? Like, you could tell when it's somebody's first job whenever you see them complaining about some of the most bizarre things at Amazon. But yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. It's understandable. Some things that Amazon does is incredibly, I I don't know, annoying to say the least. But so I definitely know what it's like. I'm definitely guilty of it myself, but I do recognize that there are some positives about Amazon. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments below what you think are some of the most underrated things about working at Amazon, and let me know what you thought about my list. I'm going to go ahead and end it there though, guys. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have Amazon content here weekly. I will be live streaming again on Sunday. This video is coming out on Saturday, right? So yeah, tomorrow I'll be live streaming. I'm going to try to remember to charge my phone for this live stream, because lately I've been only doing like hour live streams because I would keep forgetting to charge my phone. But we're going to be live again this Sunday, and it should be fun. So go ahead and come through to that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace.